Florence, South Carolina.
Newt Gingrich says he'll reassess his candidacy if he loses in South Carolina. Ron Paul is returning to the campaign trail for the first time since Wednesday. The candidates face a week packed with events. There are nationally televised debates tonight and Thursday. No Republican has won the party's presidential nomination without carrying South Carolina. The captain of the cruise liner that ran aground and capsized off the Tuscan coast of Italy is being accused of abandoning ship before everyone was safely evacuated. 6 bodies have now been recovered, while 16 remain unaccounted for. Here's the BBC's Matthew Price.
For 3 days, the captain of the Costa Concordia has been under arrest, facing possible charges of manslaughter and of abandoning his ship before all the passengers were safely off. He denies having been negligent, and yet now his employers, the owners of the cruise liner, say they believe he made errors of judgment. They add that emergency procedures were not followed correctly. That tallies with what many passengers have alleged.
The BBC's Matthew Price reporting. There's been more sectarian violence in Iraq. 8 people killed in a car bombing in a Shiite district outside Mosul. The latest in a series of attacks that has killed more than 140 people since the U.S. withdrew its troops last month. This is NPR. The foreign markets are mixed today, investors reacting to a ratings downgrade that rattled Europe. Also, crucial talks are underway, aiming to steer Greece towards solvency. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association handed out its Golden Globe Awards last night.
For any of you who don't know, the Golden Globes are just like the Oscars, but without all that esteem.
Comedian Ricky Gervais once again delivering snarky lines as he hosted for a 3rd time. Among the winners, The Descendants took Best Drama, while its star George Clooney won Best Actor. Meryl Streep won acting honors for her portrayal as Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady. For musical or comedy, it was The Artist, that's a silent film, and Martin Scorsese was honored for his directing of Hugo. In television, Showtime's Homeland won in the drama category. For comedy series, it was ABC's Modern Family. The miniseries award went to PBS Downton Abbey. The Nation is honoring the memory of slain civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. today, who would have been 83. NPR's Allison Keyes reports there will be concerts, parades, service events, and more to commemorate his life.
This is the first year that there's been a national monument to the human rights leader on the Mall. And Damian York of Orange County, California, heard King's eldest son speak there on Sunday.
It was mind-blowing. It was breathtaking.
York says he lost his sister over the Christmas holiday, and his family came here because this is peaceful ground.
This is gathering our thoughts. This is being one people.
York says King represented life and equality for all, and the memorial represents unity, which the nation doesn't have a lot of right now. Allison Keyes, NPR News, Washington.
I'm Jean Cochran in Washington.
Support for NPR worldwide comes from the Economic Development Authority of Fairfax County, Virginia, home to more than 4,700 technology companies at e-country.org.
You may have seen the dramatic images over the weekend. A luxury liner that ran aground off the coast of Italy and then turned on its side. At least 6 people died, and of the 4,200 people on board, more than a dozen are still unaccounted for. As divers continue to inspect the shipwreck, the focus now is on the captain, who is under arrest. NPR's Sylvia Poggioli reports.
Investigators are already analyzing the ship's black box to determine how and why the Costa Concordia veered off course and collided with a rocky reef close to the shore of Giglio Island. But they'll be further assisted by a wealth of documentation provided by passengers themselves, the many videos they shot on mobile phones. This clip comes from Ronald Patricio Gonzalez of Chile. The video shows hundreds of passengers wearing life vests, crowded on the deck. The atmosphere is confused, people shouting, terrified. Nobody has told them what to do. The scene shifts outdoors, chaos and relief, as island residents come out on their boats to rescue passengers. Claudio Mazzia later told us the ship had tilted so much it was no longer possible to lower the lifeboats.
We were left to our own devices. We huddled on the keel waiting, and we lowered a rope ladder. People came in their boats and rescued us. My mother, 2 children, my wife, and my nephew, I can't find my father. I don't know where he is.
The body of 86-year-old Giovanni Mazzia, wearing a life vest, was found by divers Sunday afternoon in a submerged part of the ship. The Costa Concordia shipwreck is a tale of the courage of many and the cowardice of one, the man in charge. Captain Francisco Schettino was already on shore hours before the last passengers were rescued from the tilting ship. Coast Guard officials repeatedly ordered him back on board, but he refused. He's now under arrest on suspicion of multiple manslaughter, shipwreck, tampering with evidence, and abandoning ship. The shipping company issued a statement saying it appears the captain made errors in judgment. Francisco Veruzio is the prosecutor heading the investigation.
It was a hazardous maneuver. He got too close to the island, some 150 yards from the coast. The captain gave the alarm around 10:42 p.m., 1 hour after the collision.
Veruzio adds bringing the ship so close to Giglio was part of a maritime practice, a flyby with the sounding of sirens, a salute to show off the brightly lit luxury liner to the islanders. The shipwreck took place in a stretch of the Mediterranean said to be the biggest designated marine park in Europe. The rocky reefs are a scuba diver's paradise, a natural habitat of dolphins, and a protected area for many fish species. Now there is fear of an environmental disaster. Officials say so far none of the ship's fuel has leaked. A Dutch firm has been called in to help extract the fuel from the ship's tanks before anything leaks into the pristine waters. Environment Minister Corrado Clini says the passage of massive luxury liners in this stretch of sea has gone on too long.
These floating condominiums, which offer thrills for tourists, are a serious danger for the environment. We have to move quickly to prevent these huge ships, which are not equipped with a double hull, from entering these delicate areas.
The minister today will attend an emergency on-site meeting with experts to assess how to remove the shipwreck as quickly and safely as possible. Sophie Jolie, NPR News, Rome.
This is NPR News.
Support